The massive screen at Earth Defense Fleet Command lit up with an unknown signal. Captain James Walker stood frozen, his coffee cup halfway to his lips, as the strange geometric shapes appeared in Earth's orbit. The alien ships looked like perfect crystals, catching and reflecting sunlight in beautiful patterns. "Sir, they're broadcasting on all frequencies," reported Tom from communications. It's a greeting in multiple Earth languages. The ships belonged to a species called the Builders. They were master engineers who had crossed the galaxy seeking peaceful contacts with other civilizations. As their main ship's docking bay opened, Captain Walker led the first contact team, his heart racing with a mix of excitement and caution. What emerged surprised everyone. The Builders were shorter than humans, standing about 4 feet tall, with delicate crystal-like skin that seemed to shimmer with inner light. Their large eyes reflected wisdom and kindness, but their thin bodies looked fragile, almost breakable. Builder Ambassador Ray, as the humans called him due to the way his skin scattered light like rays of sunshine, stepped forward. His translator device hummed softly as he spoke. "We come seeking friends, not conquest. Our people build wonders, but we cannot protect them. We have watched your species and believe you could be the allies we need." Over the next few weeks, the Builders shared their story. They were incredible engineers and scientists, capable of building technologies humans had only dreamed of. But their peaceful nature and physically fragile bodies made them targets. Other alien species often took advantage of them, stealing their technology or forcing them to work as servants. Captain Walker spent many hours with Ambassador Ray, learning about Builder culture and sharing stories about Earth. He was amazed by their achievements, but angry about how they had been treated. "Your people create such beautiful things," Walker said one day, watching Builder engineers repair a damaged satellite using technology that seemed like magic. "It's not right that others take advantage of that." Ray's crystal skin dimmed slightly, a sign of sadness in his species. "Many in the galaxy see kindness as weakness, Captain. We have suffered much because we cannot fight back." Walker stood up straighter. "Well, that ends today. Earth protects its friends." The next week, Earth's government signed a historic treaty with the Builders. Humans would provide military protection, and the Builders would share their advanced technology. Together, they would create something new. An alliance based on friendship and mutual respect. Some alien species laughed when they heard the news. The Dominion, one of the most aggressive species, called it the joining of weaklings. Their ambassador publicly mocked the idea of primitive humans protecting anyone. But they didn't understand what made humans special. While the Builders taught human engineers about advanced physics and showed doctors amazing medical technology, Earth's military leaders were already drawing up defense plans. Nobody was going to hurt their new friends. The changes happened quickly. Builder engineers helped improve Earth's ships, while human soldiers trained to protect Builder colonies. But more importantly, the two species simply enjoyed learning from each other. Builder children were fascinated by human music and art. Human scientists spent hours listening to Builder stories about the wonders they had seen in space. Captain Walker often found himself sharing meals with Ray, their friendship growing stronger each day. "You know," Walker said one evening, watching Earth's sunset with his alien friend, "some might think it strange. Humans and Builders working together like this." Ray's skin glowed warmly, showing happiness. "Perhaps, but we have learned that humans are unique in the galaxy. You are strong enough to fight, yet wise enough to know when not to. You protect those who cannot protect themselves. That is rare and precious." Walker nodded, looking at the stars above. The galaxy was a big, sometimes dangerous place. But now the Builders weren't facing it alone. They had found real friends, and anyone who tried to hurt them would learn just how serious humans were about protecting their allies. The strongest partnerships, after all, aren't just about power. They're about standing together, no matter what comes. And humanity was about to show the galaxy exactly what that meant. 5 years had passed since first contact, and the Earth Builder Alliance had grown stronger than anyone expected. The view from Earth's main space station showed this progress clearly. Builder crystal ships now moved smoothly alongside human vessels, their designs blending the best of both worlds. Inside the station, Mark Russell, a human engineer, worked side by side with his builder friend Blue, named for the gentle blue glow of his crystal skin, on a new type of engine. Their workspace was filled with holographic displays, showing complex designs that would have seemed impossible just a few years ago. "Pass me the quantum tool," Mark said, reaching out without looking up from his work. Blue handed it over with one of his delicate crystal hands. They had done this so many times they barely needed to speak anymore. "The Dominion ships were watching our cargo routes again," Blue mentioned quietly, his skin dimming slightly with worry. "Third time this month." Mark frowned, putting down his tools. The Dominion had been getting bolder lately. They were one of the galaxy's strongest military powers, and they didn't like how quickly the Earth Builder Alliance was growing. Down on Earth, things were changing too. In New York, builder children attended human schools, their crystal bodies glowing with excitement as they played in playgrounds specially designed to be safe for their delicate forms. Human children had learned to be gentle with their alien friends, and it wasn't uncommon to see them all playing together, sharing stories and games from both worlds. At the Builder Central Colony, human families had started settling in, living in special quarters adapted for Earth normal gravity. The site of builder architecture, gorgeous crystal spires that seemed to defy physics, next to human-style homes, showed how well the two species had learned to live together. But not everyone in the galaxy was happy about this friendship. The Dominion ships grew more aggressive each month. What started as accidental bumps against builder cargo ships turned into deliberate delays and threats. One day, a builder transport carrying vital medical supplies was stopped by a Dominion patrol. The transport's captain, a builder named Shine, sent an emergency signal to the nearest human ship. Commander Lisa Thompson of the Earth Defense Force received the signal. She watched her screen as 3 Dominion warships surrounded the much smaller builder vessel. "This is Commander Thompson of the Earth Defense Force," she broadcast. "The builder transport is under our protection. Stand down immediately." The Dominion ships hesitated. They hadn't expected a human response so quickly. After a tense moment, they moved away. But their message was clear. This wasn't over. Back on Earth, the builder Ambassador Ray met with the Human Defense Council. His normally bright crystal skin was dim with concern as he shared intelligence reports. "The Dominion has a history of testing defenses before they strike," Ray explained. "They did this to 3 other species before taking their worlds. We recognize the pattern." The human leaders exchanged worried looks. General Williams stood up, his face serious. "Then we'll show them a new pattern. No one threatens our friends." Across human and builder space, preparations began quietly but steadily. Human ships started carrying builder tech upgrades. Builder stations installed human-designed shield systems. Joint defense drills became more frequent. On the builder homeworld, human soldiers trained their allies in basic defense techniques, carefully adapted for builder physics. It was a strange sight. The crystal-skinned builders learning modified human martial arts, but it showed how far both species would go to protect each other. Mark and Blue finished their engine design late one night. As they looked at their completed work, Blue's skin flickered with worry. "The Dominion won't like this. They've always feared advanced technology in the hands of species they can't control." Mark placed a reassuring hand on his friend's shoulder, careful as always with the crystal skin. "Let them worry. We're not building this to start a fight. We're building it to end one before it begins." As they looked out the station window at the combined Earth Builder fleet exercising nearby, both friends knew things were changing. The galaxy was about to learn that humanity's friendship came with a promise. Harm our allies, and you'll face our wrath. The real question was, would the Dominion be foolish enough to test that promise? The news spread quickly through the builder colony on Delta Station. Dominion ships had appeared again, this time demanding protection fees. The builder colonists' crystal skin flickered with fear as they gathered in the main hall, their delicate forms clustering together for comfort. John Parker, Earth's chief diplomat on Delta Station, watched the recorded message from the Dominion commander with growing anger. The alien's scaled face filled the screen, its voice dripping with barely hidden threats. "Your human friends can't be everywhere at once," the Dominion commander had said. "Pay us, and we'll ensure your safety. Refuse, and accidents happen in space. Send our response," John told his staff. The message was simple. "Any attack on builder colonies will be considered an attack on Earth. Choose your next actions carefully." The Dominion ignored the warning. Within days, they had visited 3 more builder colonies with the same demands. Each time, Earth sent the same response. Each time, the Dominion pushed a little further. At Earth Defense Fleet headquarters, Admiral Wilson studied the star maps showing Dominion fleet movements. Red dots marked their ships' positions, forming a clear pattern around builder territories. "They're testing us," the Admiral said to his staff, "just like they did before taking over the green space and the ring worlds." He pointed to historical data showing how the Dominion had conquered other peaceful species. Builder Ambassador Ray's crystal form shimmered with unusual patterns, a sign of deep distress. "We've seen this before," he said quietly. "They circle, they threaten, they demand. Then they strike. My people have watched them destroy so many others. But this time was different. Unknown to the Dominion, Earth's military had been preparing. Human ships, now equipped with builder technology, moved silently into defensive positions. Special forces teams were stationed on every builder world, disguised as regular colonists. On the builder colony of New Hope, Captain Emma Roberts led one such team. They looked like normal human traders, but each was a highly trained soldier. Emma watched as builder children played in the crystal gardens, their happy glow lighting up the evening. "Status report," she whispered into her hidden communicator. 3 Dominion scouts spotted near the outer rings," came the reply. "They're getting bolder." Emma looked at her team member David, who was teaching a group of builder kids how to play soccer with a special lightweight ball designed for their delicate forms. These were the people they were here to protect. Back on Earth, the Defense Council received troubling news. The builders' long-range sensors had detected large Dominion fleets gathering at hidden staging points. Their patterns matched historical data from previous Dominion conquests. "They think we're bluffing," General Williams said, studying the reports. "They don't believe we'll really fight for the builders." Ambassador Ray's crystal skin pulsed with worry. "Perhaps we should evacuate our colonies. I cannot bear the thought of more of my people suffering." "No," the general replied firmly. "Your people will not run anymore. Not while we stand with you." Across human space, preparations accelerated. Civilian ships were quietly retrofitted with military gear. Builder engineers worked day and night, upgrading Earth's defenses with their advanced technology. The pieces were being set for a confrontation no one wanted, but everyone knew was coming. On Delta Station, John Parker received one final message from the Dominion. It was short. Protection fees due in 7 planetary cycles. Pay or face consequences. John's response was equally brief. The only consequences will be your own. Earth protects its friends. As he sent the message, John watched a group of builder and human children playing together in the station's garden dome. The builder kids glowed with joy as their human friends showed them how to plant earth flowers in special crystal soil. This was what they were protecting. Not just allies, but friends, family, and humanity had a long history of fighting fiercely for family. The warning signs were clear. The Dominion was coming, but they were about to learn a harsh lesson about humanity. Never mistake kindness for weakness, and never threaten those under human protection. The galaxy was about to witness what happened when humanity's wrath was unleashed. No one saw the first attack coming. The builder colony on New Haven was celebrating their harvest festival when the Dominion ships appeared. Their massive warships darkened the sky, casting shadows over the crystal spires of the colony. The colony's warning systems blared too late. Green energy beams sliced through the defensive shields, shattering the beautiful crystal buildings. Builder families ran in panic, their bodies flickering with terror as they sought shelter. Captain Emma Roberts, still undercover with her Special Forces team, watched in horror as the Dominion ships launched their ground troops. "Protect the civilians," she shouted, dropping her peaceful trader disguise. Her team sprang into action, revealing hidden weapons and defensive gear. "Get to the bunkers," David yelled, helping builder children and their parents reach the underground shelters. The children's crystal bodies trembled, their usual bright glow now dim with fear. But they were too few. The Dominion forces overwhelmed the colony's defenses. Their weapons, designed specifically to shatter crystal structures, caused devastating damage. Thousands of builders fell, their crystal forms breaking apart under the brutal assault. The news reached Earth within hours. In the main Defense Council chamber, the atmosphere was thick with shock and rage. The massive screen showed live feeds from New Haven, broken crystal towers, shattered homes, and the still forms of builder civilians. Admiral Wilson's hands gripped his chair until his knuckles turned white. "They did this deliberately," he said, his voice shaking with anger. "They attacked during a festival, when families were gathered, when children were playing in the open." Builder Ambassador Ray stood silently, his crystal form almost completely dark with grief. Tears, rare for his species, fell from his eyes, each drop catching light like a fallen star. General Williams stepped to the podium, his face grim. "Ladies and gentlemen," he addressed the emergency session of Earth's united government. "What we see today is not just an attack on our allies. This was a massacre of our friends, of children we swore to protect." The images from New Haven continued to play. A broken builder child's toy lay in the ruins, a family's crystal garden now shattered. The beautiful harmony that humans and builders had built together, destroyed by deliberate cruelty. In orbit around Earth, the combined human-builder fleet received its orders. Ships that had been hiding their true strength now revealed their full power. Builder crystal technology merged with human military might, creating weapons the Dominion had never seen. On the flagship Defender, Captain James Walker watched his crew prepare for war. Human soldiers worked alongside builder engineers, their movements urgent but precise. 5 years of preparation were about to be put to the test. "Sir," his communications officer called out, "you need to hear this." The ship's speakers crackled with a transmission from New Haven. It was Emma Roberts, her voice steady despite the chaos around her. "They're still here. Still killing. We've got civilians in the bunkers, but we need help. They're targeting children, sir. Deliberately targeting children." Walker's face hardened. He keyed the ship-wide comm. "This is your captain speaking. You all know what happened at New Haven. You've seen the images. The Dominion thought they could kill our friends and face no consequences. They thought they could murder builder children, and we would do nothing." He paused, looking at his crew, humans and builders together, united in purpose. They were wrong. Today, we show the galaxy what it means to harm those under human protection. Today, we teach them why you never, ever harm our friends. Across Earth's territories, the response began. Military vessels emerged from hidden positions. Civilian ships revealed concealed weapons. The Earth Defense Fleet moved with a speed that shocked watching alien species. The Dominion had made a fatal mistake. They had judged humanity by their kindness, thinking it made them weak. They never understood that the same hearts that showed such love to friends could burn with unstoppable fury when those friends were harmed. The spark had been lit. Humanity's wrath was about to be unleashed, and the galaxy would never be the same. The first battle began at New Haven. The Dominion forces, still celebrating their victory over the builder colony, didn't expect the human response to come so quickly or so fiercely. Captain Walker's flagship, Defender, led the charge, its hull now glowing with activated builder crystal tech. The ship's appearance had changed dramatically. Patches of crystal armor pulsed with energy, and new weapons emerged from previously hidden ports. "All ships, attack pattern Delta," Walker commanded. His voice was calm, but his eyes burned with controlled fury. "Remember New Haven. Remember the children." The Dominion commander's arrogant face appeared on the main screen. "You should have stayed on your little planet, humans. You don't know what." Walker cut the transmission. "Actions speak louder," he said. "All ships, open fire." What followed shocked every watching species in the galaxy. Human ships moved with impossible speed, their builder-enhanced engines leaving trails of crystal energy. Weapons that combined Earth's military might with builder precision struck with devastating effect. On the ground, Emma Roberts and her Special Forces team emerged from hiding. Their combat suits now glowed with builder crystal armor, making them nearly invincible to Dominion weapons. They moved through the ruins of New Haven like avenging spirits. "For the children," Emma whispered as her team struck. The Dominion ground forces, who had been so brave against defenseless builders, broke and ran before the human onslaught. In space, the battle was even more one-sided. The Dominion fleet had expected standard space combat. Instead, human ships phased through their shots using builder crystal tech, appearing inside their formation. "Impossible." A Dominion captain screamed as the Defender appeared right next to his flagship. "Their technology. It can't be this advanced." "You should have thought about that," Walker responded, "before you murdered our friends." The Defender's new weapons fired, crystal beams cutting through Dominion shields like they weren't there. Across the battlefield, a remarkable sight unfolded. Builder engineers worked inside human ships, their crystal hands dancing over control panels, enhancing weapons and shields in real time. The trust between the two species, built over 5 years of friendship, now showed its true power. The Dominion fleet tried to retreat, but human ships were everywhere, their crystal-enhanced engines letting them cut off every escape route. In less than an hour, the mighty Dominion attack force was reduced to floating debris. At Earth Defense Command, Admiral Wilson watched the battle feeds with grim satisfaction. "Send the message to all Dominion worlds," he ordered. "This is just the beginning." The surviving Dominion ships that escaped spread the word. Humans were not what they seemed. Their ships could appear anywhere. Their weapons cut through the strongest shields. And most terrifying of all, they showed no mercy to those who harmed their friends. On a builder rescue ship approaching New Haven, Ambassador Ray watched the battle's aftermath. His crystal form glowed with complex emotions, sorrow for the lost, but also something new, hope. "We never knew," he said softly to General Williams, who stood beside him. "We never knew anyone would fight like this for us." Williams looked at the ambassador, his face serious. "You're not just allies, Ray. You're family. And humans protect their family." As rescue teams, human and builder working together, searched for survivors, news of the battle spread across the galaxy. Species that had dismissed humans as primitive now watched in shock. The Dominion's best fleet, destroyed in an hour. Their unstoppable army, broken and running. But it wasn't just the victory that shocked them. It was how it happened. Every human ship had builder crew members. Every builder survivor spoke of human soldiers who died protecting them. This wasn't just an alliance. It was a true union of two species. The galaxy was learning. Humanity's greatest strength wasn't their weapons or technology. It was their capacity to make genuine friends and their absolute commitment to protecting them. And this was only the first battle. The Dominion was about to learn just how terrible humanity's wrath could be. 3 days after the Battle of New Haven, Earth made its move. Every screen, every communication device, every data terminal across the galaxy lit up simultaneously. Builder crystal tech, combined with human determination, ensured no one could ignore what came next. Admiral Wilson stood before the cameras, his uniform pristine, his eyes hard as steel. Behind him stood Builder Ambassador Ray, his crystal form glowing with quiet strength. The image was powerful, human and builder, standing together. To all species of the galaxy, Wilson began, his voice calm but carrying an edge that made even distant worlds shiver. 3 days ago, the Dominion attacked a peaceful builder colony. They murdered children. They shattered families. They thought there would be no consequences. The screen split, showing the devastation of New Haven, then shifted to footage of the human counterattack. The Dominion's mighty fleet, broken and scattered. Their unstoppable army, running in terror. This is humanity's response to those who harm our friends. Wilson continued. We did not want this war. We sought peace. But make no mistake, if you harm those under our protection, this is what awaits you. In the Dominion's capital, their leaders watched in growing horror as more footage played. Human ships appearing inside their best defenses. Builder crystal tech making their weapons useless. The unbeatable combination of human military might and builder engineering. On a dozen worlds, Dominion officials who had laughed at the Human-Builder Alliance now scrambled to send messages to their high command. Many of these messages contained a single word: surrender. But humanity wasn't finished. Captain Walker's voice came next, broadcasting from the Defender as it led a fleet toward the heart of Dominion space. To all Dominion forces, he announced, his ship's crystal-enhanced weapons glowing ominously. You have 2 choices: surrender and face justice for your crimes, or continue fighting and face extinction. You have 1 planetary cycle to decide. The effect was immediate. 3 Dominion battle groups surrendered before Walker finished speaking. They had seen what happened at New Haven. None wished to face humanity's wrath. In the builder refugee camps, the message played on repeat. Crystal forms that had dimmed with despair now glowed with hope. Human medical teams worked tirelessly, using advanced builder healing techniques to save the injured. Every saved life was a promise kept. Emma Roberts, still leading her team in New Haven's ruins, watched builder children emerge from the bunkers. They ran to their human protectors, their crystal forms glowing with trust and gratitude. This, she thought, was why humans fought so hard. Look, one of her soldiers said, pointing to the sky. Above them, more Earth ships arrived, their hulls gleaming with builder crystal tech. But they weren't warships. They were construction vessels. Humans and builders working together to rebuild what was destroyed. Across the galaxy, other species watched in amazement. The Dominion had conquered dozens of worlds, and no one had dared to stand against them. Until now. Until they made the mistake of harming humanity's friends. In the Galactic Council, representatives from various species gathered for an emergency session. The footage played again. Human ships dancing through space, builder tech making the impossible possible, the 2 species working in perfect harmony. We were wrong about them, one ancient species admitted. We thought their friendship with the builders was weakness. We didn't understand. Ambassador Ray addressed the council, his crystal form radiating dignity. Humanity taught us something precious, he said. True strength isn't in conquering others, it's in standing together, in protecting those who cannot protect themselves. As he spoke, more reports arrived, another Dominion fleet surrendering, occupied worlds rising up against their oppressors. The mighty empire that had terrorized the galaxy was crumbling before humanity's righteous fury. The message was clear. Humanity's friendship was a gift, freely offered. But their wrath, when roused in defense of friends, was unstoppable. And the galaxy would never forget this lesson. 1 month after the Battle of New Haven, the Dominion's supreme leader stood before the Earth Defense Council. Once proud and arrogant, now he bowed his scaled head as he signed the unconditional surrender. Admiral Wilson watched with satisfaction, Builder Ambassador Ray standing by his side. The document was written on special crystal paper, a symbol of the new order. Earth and builder technology combined, marking the end of one era and the beginning of another. Let the record show, Wilson announced, his voice carrying across the galaxy, that the Dominion surrenders all military forces and occupy territories. Furthermore, they will pay for the rebuilding of every builder world they damage. In New Haven, the changes were already visible. The broken crystal towers had been replaced with stronger ones, now protected by human design shields. Builder children played in new gardens while human soldiers watched over them, their weapons powered by crystal tech. Captain Emma Roberts smiled as she watched a group of builder kids teaching human children their traditional crystal growing game. Her combat suit was packed away. Now she wore the uniform of the new Joint Protection Force. "Beautiful sight, isn't it?" David asked, joining her. They looked at the rebuilt colony, where human homes now stood alongside builder crystal spires. The two species had grown even closer through their shared triumph and tragedy. In space, the Defender led a different kind of mission. Captain Walker's ship, once a weapon of war, now escorted builder engineering vessels as they helped establish a galaxy-wide defense network. Crystal relay stations powered by human technology created a protective web that could detect and respond to any threat. "Amazing how things change," Walker said to his builder first officer, Spark. "A month ago, we were at war. Now we're building something new." Spark's crystal form glowed with pride. "The galaxy needed to learn what we already knew, Captain. Humanity's greatest power isn't in their weapons. It's in their hearts." The lessons of New Haven spread quickly. Other species, seeing the benefits of friendship with Earth, began reaching out. Trade agreements were signed. Cultural exchanges flourished. The galaxy was changing. In the Galactic Council, now relocated to a joint human builder space station, Ambassador Ray addressed the gathered representatives. "Look around you," he said, gesturing to the beautiful crystal architecture strengthened by human engineering. "This is what partnership means. Not domination, not fear, but working together." The council chamber itself told the story. Species that once fought now sat together, discussing trade and cooperation. Even former Dominion worlds, freed from their oppressive leaders, were finding their place in the new order. On Earth, the Defense Council received daily reports of positive changes. The builder population was growing again, their crystal forms glowing brighter than ever. Human colonies thrived with builder technology, making life easier and safer. "Make friends with humans" became a common saying in the galaxy. "They're nice until you hurt someone they care about." The phrase wasn't spoken with fear, but with respect and understanding. At the rebuilt Builder Academy, where both species studied together, a monument stood in the central plaza. It showed a human soldier and a builder engineer standing back to back, protecting each other. The inscription read, "In friendship we find strength. In protection we find purpose." Admiral Wilson toured the academy with Ambassador Ray, watching young humans and builders learning together. "Did you ever imagine this?" Wilson asked, "when you first came to Earth?" Ray's crystal form sparkled with joy. "We hoped for protection," he admitted, "but we found family instead." As the sun set over New Haven, casting rainbow lights through the crystal towers, Emma Roberts received a new assignment. She would lead a team of humans and builders to help other peaceful species develop their defenses. "The galaxy's changing," she told her team, "and we're going to help it change for the better." Above them, the combined Earth Builder fleet patrolled peaceful skies. The ships, like their crews, represented the best of both worlds. Human strength and builder wisdom, working together. The message to the galaxy remained clear. Friendship with humanity was a precious gift, freely given. But those who dared harm humanity's friends would face a force like no other. The combined might of two species bound not just by alliance, but by genuine love and trust. And that was a force that would keep the peace for generations to come.